My father was a victim of the government's Medicare farce. He was a very robust old man until some doctors got a hold of him. He had trouble swallowing at dinner one night, so I called the nearest hospital, only to be told not to bring him there if I couldn't bring $5,000 with me. He was accepted at another hospital on the strength of his Medicare and supplementary insurance policy. There, as this hospital record shows, he was told that he had throat cancer. In an attempt to get a biopsy sample, the doctor clumsily shoved a biopsy tool through Dad's esophagus, so he had to be rushed off for emergency surgery, during which they discovered that he never had any cancer in the first place. There was just a piece of turkey meat stuck in his throat. Then, as this nurse's record evidences, Dad became very congested. Nonetheless, the doctor told me that the insurance company would not pay for more time in the hospital because there had been no cancer. It wasn't really a serious matter. It was just a piece of stuck food. So Dad was sent home with pneumonia, where he almost suffocated on his own vomit. When I complained about those and other abuses, the doctor hired a lawyer to subtly suggest that I could be sued if I continued to complain. And then the responses came in from the regulatory and other agencies to which I had complained. Every single one of them sided with the doctor, and some even praised him for the excellent care that he had provided. Obviously, none of those agencies thought that doctors should be able to distinguish between cancer and turkey. It wasn't enough that doctors all but killed my father. Insurance companies made it all the worse. Blue Cross Blue Shield sent this form to notify Dad that they were not going to pay a $560 medical bill. Why? Well, for reason C. If you turn the page over, you'll observe that reason C makes it very plain that Blue Cross was not going to pay that medical bill, specifically because my father was not covered by his own Blue Cross medical insurance policy. That was only one of many rejection notices that Dad received from commercial insurance companies. Then the problem was further complicated by what the U.S. government's Medicare program did to him. Government long ignored his several requests that they deduct his Medicare premiums from his pension checks, so he paid the premiums by money order. Then government accused him of never paying any premiums at all and threatened to cancel his Medicare coverage. To prevent that, we took many money order receipts like these to the Social Security office to prove that he had paid his premiums. So, Medicare officials decided that my father must have double paid his premiums, and they sent him this refund check. Realizing their mistake, they began taking double payments out of his pension checks to recover the refund that they had sent to him, to repay him for the extra payments that he had never made in the first place. Next, the government began sending him bill after bill, demanding that he pay different amounts of money or lose his coverage. And then the government sent him letter after letter, telling him not to pay those many bills, because they had been sent in error. As though that wasn't enough, government then stopped taking Medicare premiums out of his pension checks and notified him that if he did not pay them a current amount of $95.70 and a total of $272.90, his coverage would be canceled on April 30th. Unfortunately, Dad could not understand a word of that because after a serious stroke, he was in intensive care, from which the hospital was about to eject him because, as their discharge planner told me, they were losing money on the bed that he occupied. A worker at the Social Security office told me to pay only the $95.70 because that was all that was owed, and this receipt from a money order proved that I paid that amount. This receipt from the Social Security office confirms that I did indeed make that payment. In spite of that, as this form shows, the government took that $95.70 plus more money out of my father's next pension check, and then, after being paid more than twice, the government still canceled his Medicare coverage. And at that point, I lost it. The scribbling on this bill confirms that I busted into a meeting at the Social Security office, pounded on the desk, and demanded that something be done about my father's problem right now.